Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, or good night. You're here with me, Sadeezi. It's currently nighttime for me, so good night to those of you who are here on my time. But I'm here with the Divine Feminine Taurus reading. I don't know if you can entirely see, not really, but I have some of the spread pulled out. And then I was going to pull from my third deck later, which is the Messages from Your Angels, just to see what confirmations we get when it comes to the reading for you Divine Feminines. I'm staring at a card. If you don't already know, I'll be randomly drawn to cards as I'm reading or talking, so I always leave them face down for later. But so just getting right into it. Actually, I haven't even quite read what I pulled yet, so we'll both be finding out what Spirit is saying. The first thing that comes through already for Divine Feminine Tauruses right now are twos. So twos are the numbers. I've been seeing a lot of twos recently. I'm not a Taurus, but I've been seeing a lot of twos myself recently, which are numbers of duality. I always see it as the need to, I always see it as like more going on than what you can see. I see it as new opportunities coming in, partnerships, new partnerships. This doesn't have to only do with romantic. This just in general. So yeah, and not seeing things black and white. You know, you did get that, the Two of Swords, but the Two of Swords is also about indecision, or the avoiding of making a choice. But for you, it looks like you're unsure. I'm getting uncertainty. You might be unsure of your purpose. This has come through before it's come through for Divine Feminines in general. I did a reading for general Divine Feminines, and it did come through strongly when it came to Feminine's purpose and not quite, like, being uneasy about the path that we're on, you know, and like questioning it, like, am I even doing the right thing right now? Should I even be doing this? Am I good enough to be doing this? Put a card off to the side. But yeah, because you also have the Two of Pentacles, which is also uncertainty in a way. Two of Pentacles can be like you're juggling too many things at once, but in this case, I'm getting that like you're going back and forth in your head, more so about whether or not you're on the right path, or whether or not you're good enough to be doing what you're doing, or good enough to get what it is that you desire. But I'm also getting that you're needing to heal that perspective. You're needing to heal your perspective, the way you see yourself. You need to heal, basically healing your sacral chakra, which is the chakra that controls the way you see yourself, the way you see your self-worth, your self-value, you know, whether or not you value yourself, low self-esteem, your confidence, your balance, your inner balance when it comes to your emotions. But so there's definitely healing that needs to be done. And like I said, this is self-healing, not so much healing from any pains that you've received from the outside, which could have to do with your self-esteem. That's something that you need to do self-introspective work on. But there needs to be healing on your own perspective of yourself, the way you see yourself, and the way you see yourself and your capabilities. You're also being guided to learn more. So, number one, I'm going to go ahead and tell you you're on the right path. I don't have it here, but for some reason in my mind, I'm seeing the Two of Wands, which has to do with paths. And whenever I get that card in certain situations, I'll I'll personally see it as you're on the right path, confirmation that you are on the right path, depending on the surrounding cards, of course. But in this case, you're getting guidance to learn more about your craft, learn more about what it is that you're being guided to do. And this could be anything. You could be on the path to healing, or being a healer. And healers come in all forms. So you're you're on the path to being a healer of sorts, um, or a teacher, you know, a spiritual guide, um, professor, anything, excuse me, whatever it is that you're currently pursuing that you've been passionate about, or something, an idea that's just come to you. Oh my gosh, so many cards. Okay, I lost it. Okay, actually, okay, it's here. Sorry. But yeah, um, whatever it is that you've been passionate about, or just have had a strong pull towards that may seem random to you, but it seems right at the same time, because it keeps bugging you, it keeps nagging at you, it keeps scratching at you. That's your intuition telling you that this is what you need to be doing. Don't ignore that. Don't push that off to the side. Don't disregard it, because that's important. Even if you're unsure, right? At least start into that thing. If you know it's something that could benefit you and others, even if you don't know anything about it yet, and the idea just came to you randomly and you're completely unsure about it, do it anyway. You know, if you're being guided to do that, if it's not causing anybody harm, not causing yourself harm, go ahead and pursue that, you know, um, or else you'll be doing yourself a disservice in a way. you know you'll be doing yourself a disservice, because you won't be able to say that you have taken a chance on that. And don't give up on something just because it's not working right away, feminines. Okay, even I'm currently having to learn patience in the self, patience in your craft, patience in your work. Okay, um and watching it build and grow. All right. And this patience pays off, and you need to trust that abundance from this is coming, but you need refinement. Refinement is always needed in order to be the best at what you do, be one of the best at what you do. Yes, there are others out there doing what it is that you're doing, but they're not doing it. They're not you. They don't have the same gifts that you do. On the outside, it may seem like they're doing the same thing because they have the same label, but that's just a label. All right. They're still not doing and performing the same way that you're performing. They're not giving the same service that you're able to give, but you need refinement, feminines, and that does take a bit of time. None of us know how much time. It could take less time than you expect, but your focus is not on how much time it's taking. Your focus is on how much you are growing, how far, how is your focus is on your growth, pretty much your transformation, watching yourself grow from where you were last week to where you are today, where you were last year to where you are today, and seeing, okay, have I grown? Has my perspective broadened? Or am I still seeing things kind of the same way? Is my perspective still limited? Am I still holding on to old pains or old perspectives, old paradigms, things that are no longer serving me? All right. And I said healing because we also have healing. All right. We have desire and we have knowledge. Okay. And I don't know if you can see those cards, because I honestly can't see you guys when I have these in front of me. So I'm working with what I've got. And honestly, guys, I'm going to be real with you. I even deal with the challenge of feeling like, I'm gonna use a small example. My setup. I'm in my bedroom right now. Using my bed as my area to do my spread and my readings. And I have this mini tripod that's holding my phone that I got from Amazon. Poor lighting. My phone kind of sucks a little bit, but I'm passionate about this, and I want to help someone. I want to be able to be of some sort of assistance, So I'm working with what I've got. Yes, I get doubtful sometimes. Like I said, I'm not a Taurus, but I still like this. Like I said, this reading is similar to the reading that's come through for one of my readings that I did in the past for divine feminines in general. You know, having that faith and trust in yourself as you move forward on your journey, on this path that you're on, and trusting that you are on the right path, that the messages and guidance that you've been receiving, the signs that you've been seeing, aren't just made up, aren't just things that you made up in your head, or you're just forcing things. You'll know when you're forcing something. Okay. But it's different when you think you look at something, or you see something, or you hear something that all of a sudden like flicks on a light bulb, and then you shut it off because it's like, okay, well then, that's, I don't really have tangible proof. That's kind of weird, so let me just blow it off. But then it keeps coming back to you. That's not you forcing it. That's your intuition trying to tell you to listen to that. It's like, no, I was trying to tell you something when I flicked on the light bulb. No, go ahead and turn that back on. Like, don't do that. And how I mentioned earlier, we have a lot of twos here. So like I said, we have the Two of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. We also have on desire, it's the number 20, which is also twos. So you're really unsure about the path you're on. You're really unsure about maybe even your purpose in general. You might be unsure about what your purpose is exactly. And the only thing I can tell you about that is that you have to go within yourself to find that. And it's not always gonna, like when you go into meditation when you do a meditation for, discovering what your purpose is, or when you do meditations for discovering what your purpose is, there's emphasis on that S. It's meditations sometimes. Or you just have to continue to be in the present moment in whatever it is that you do, accept where you are right now, and continue your day-to-day, making sure that your energy is balanced, that you're feeling aligned, that you're in alignment with at least what you're wanting to do, in that day, not making sure you're not avoiding anything, Basically what I'm saying is that you're doing everything you can for your highest good. Simply for yourself, not being selfish, but making sure that you are good, making sure your health is right, making sure you're emotionally balanced, making sure you're mentally stable. And when I say mentally stable, I mean, are you overthinking about anything, about everything? Are your thoughts not in order? And when I say that, I mean, like, you might be thinking of one thing, all of a sudden that thought stops, you jump to the next thing, you jump to the next thing, you jump to the next thing, and now you feel like you have no guidance, you're lost. That's the moment that you need to sit down, go into that meditation and see what it is. Write in a journal. I can't emphasize this enough. Writing things down helps a lot, especially if you're prone to overthinking and causing your thoughts to like overlap one another. Okay. So you are on the right path, feminines, but you do need to go within and heal the way you see yourself, because you're not seeing the truth, pretty much. You're not seeing your full capabilities. You're seeing what you don't have. You're comparing yourself to others, and that's not benefiting you right now. That's taking time away from yourself and learning what it is you need to learn. Like I said, knowledge came up here. All right. And that's the number 11. Or sorry, no, I lied. That is the number 9. But the number 11 for healing came up. Excuse me. But you also have the Tower. That's the number 16. Life experience. You have the Tower, and the Tower is about significant life changes. You believing in yourself and moving forward, continuing to move forward in faith, despite whatever is happening around you right now. Despite this coronavirus happening, you're still moving forward in faith, not in fear. All right. You're not doing things out of fear. You're doing things out of faith. You're overcoming fears and continuing to move forward. I just went on IGTV live a few days ago, which terrified the crap out of me. But for some reason, I was strongly guided to do so. I didn't get many viewers. In fact, I had one I had one viewer, if I'm being real with you. But I did it anyway, and I was scared. That's pretty much it. I was scared, but I did it. But I realized that in order for me to do what it is that I'm passionate about or that I want to do or fulfill my purpose, those are one of the things that I am going to have to overcome. Simply overcoming my fear, of messing up, stumbling over my words, losing my thoughts, like losing my words and having to come back to it. Discouragement sometimes. And it's the same for you, Taurus. It's the same for you, divine feminines, okay? You are a queen and you need to see that. You are a goddess. You are divine. You have divine power within you. You just need to awaken to that, okay? And that's what going within yourself is doing. Going within yourself and allowing that transformation, that growth to happen and moving forward and overcoming your fears, not saying, oh, I'm not scared or ignoring fear. Like, no, okay, I'm afraid. Why? Is it rational fear? Not really. So what am I going to do? Am I going to allow this to stop me from pursuing what it is I want to do? Stop me from likely success, likely abundance, or actually, in fact, definite abundance? No, I'm going to continue to move forward. I'm terrified and I might mess up. It's like, but it's meant for me. I know it's meant for me. So whatever it is I got to do to get to where I'm meant to be, I'm going to do it for my highest good. I'm not hurting anyone. And I know that my intentions are good. So I'm going to continue to move forward. That's your thought. That's what you need to be telling yourself. And the old life that you were living, anything old, your perspectives, the way you see yourself, the way you see others, maybe the way you see people who have hurt you in your life, letting go of any resentment, letting go of any pains, or healing your pains from the past. Basically an entire release of the old, an entire release of things that no longer serve you. Your old life is crumbling right now. Your old life is falling apart right now to make room for the new. It's time for the new. It's time for new beginnings. In fact, I'm going to do a video on this, on the coronavirus, and not so much on the coronavirus, but what's happening at this time, like a sum of what's going on right now, which to me is a complete reset. A complete reset. The earth is resetting. And in order for the earth to reset, in order for Mother Earth to reset, she needs for us to stay indoors. She needs, if we're out and about walking, all the factories are running, putting smog in the atmosphere, we're trampling the grass, not to say we're not supposed to walk on grass, you know what I mean? But we're trampling grass, flowers, cutting down too many trees to make this and make that. We honestly, I believe we were probably doing too much, causing litter pollution, too much pollution in the water. These are just a few examples. These are just your basic examples. In order for Mother Earth to properly reset, we have to step back. She's like, okay, it's kind of like a mom needing break from her babies. All right, go to your room. Mom needs a second to reset. I need to reset so that I can be the best mom I can be, So go to your room, be quiet, read a book. And that's what Mother Earth is doing for us. She's telling us, sit down, focus on your passions, get to your purpose. You're too busy trying to distract yourself and get away from whatever it is you're trying to get away from out there. No, now it's time to sit in your room, sit in your own energy, get to know yourself, because I have a purpose for you. You have something to do, and I need you to refine I need you to refine everything that I've instilled in you. This is from the divine. This is from Mother Earth. Mother Earth is saying she needs time to reset, and the divine is telling you, while Mother Earth is resetting, you are resetting too. You are starting over, okay? You're rebirthing. You're going through a rebirth, all right? You're getting to know yourself all over again. You're getting to know truly what your talents and skills are. You're getting to know what it is that you need to learn to fulfill your purpose and to invite these new beginnings and to play your part in the bigger picture. Okay. Okay, so after the Tower, we have the Queen of Swords, which in this case to me is about seeing outside of what you see in the physical. See past what you see in the physical. In the physical, all you see is fear, people hiding and saying, "Oh, I can't touch people, I can't talk to people because of this and that." Yes, you want to be safe, but you don't want to limit yourself. So you're right now, this is about your perspective and the way you're seeing yourself, okay? In case you needed to see it, the Queen of Swords. It says realistic. It says independent, experienced, realistic, and witty. But the word that stands up to me the most is realistic. You need to be realistic about your perspective of yourself. A lot of the things, usually whenever we bash ourselves or talk down to ourselves, we're talking a lot of shit. And a lot of shit talking usually isn't true. Okay? Whether it's coming from someone else or ourselves, normally a lot of the time it's like exaggerated, because we're maybe in a funky mood or that person is in a weird mood and they just feel like putting someone down. They half the time they don't know what they're talking about. They're just saying shit that they know may hurt your feelings. It's a 50-50 chance, and it's up to you on whether it's going to work or not. So, you're building an illusion of, that you're lacking, that you're not enough, that you don't have enough, but be realistic. It's like really sit down and see what it is that you have, and could you start with that? Can you start forward movement when it comes to your purpose with that? When it comes to your growth and your transformation, you can start that anytime, any day. There's no need to wait for that. In fact, it would be detrimental to you to wait for that. All right. Then we have the Four of Fire: stability, balance, a beautiful outcome, a happy family life, a happy home life. And we are home. I'm going to say that. If it's for some of you, you may be good at in your physical home or whatever, but you may not be at home with yourself. All right. You may be out of alignment with yourself. Your higher self and your human self may be dislocated. It's time to come back into alignment. Okay. And this is what's coming for you. Okay, I was trying to see if I was holding it down. This is what's coming for you. Peace of mind, a peace in everything, a peace in the fact, peace in the thought, in the knowledge that abundance is on its way to you. It's meant for you. All right. Then we have the Ace of Swords and then the Page of Pentacles. Ace of Swords is clarity. It's new beginnings, new inspirations, new ideas. Okay, it's about the mind. So you may have been at a creative block for a long time. Okay, so that's also assisted in the doubt that you have right now when it comes to the way you see yourself, your self-doubt and your self-worth. Okay. But once you start being realistic with yourself and do that self-introspective work, once you go into that meditation and you really go into yourself, you'll start to see things clearly. And once you gain that clarity, little by little, you'll start to regain that inspiration and that creativity. And don't sleep on yourself when it comes to that. Don't just give up and say, well, I'm out of ideas, so I'm done. It must not be meant for me. It's just the block for right now. It's a temporary block. That's all it is. Because Spirit wants you to go inside, okay, before you start creating. Because if you start creating, you're either not going to be happy with the work that you've done, or it's going to be work that could have been better if you had gone within yourself, okay? So now, and the Page of Earth, it says good news about financial matters and wanting to do something more challenging, a new area of study. So like I said, this is something that you're unsure about. And I believe this came through for the Divine Masculines too. Divine Masculine Tauruses. But So you're unsure about pursuing something. Do it, feminines, okay? If it's something that you're passionate about, strongly passionate about, if it's something that you get inspired about, you get just a strong inspiring feeling when you see others who are doing something similar, or if it's just a brand new idea that you're unsure of, like, I don't know if it's gonna work, I don't know if it's a good idea, it's kind of weird, don't do that. Start on it. Plan it out. Start planning it out. Start refining your skills. Start fine-tuning yourself, which is going within yourself and making sure you're balanced so that the things that you do create can be their best. It's their best. Your work will be its best when you make sure you're at your best. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically in alignment, okay? Now, I'm going to flip over all the cards that I was drawn to pull. This is one, which is the Ace of Earth. Oh my gosh, new beginnings in the real world, okay? You're, and this is also what I was saying, like, complete reset, guys. We're inviting a new life. We're getting another chance. We're getting a second chance altogether. But Divine Feminine Tauruses, you are inviting this new beginning, okay? But you got to have faith in yourself. And the inflow of abundance, a promising business venture, okay? There's another thing, but that one, what I said is what's important. Now, there were a few cards in the other deck. Body and mind, number 11. What was the number 11 here? Healing. Okay, first of all, 1111. And which is new beginnings and manifestation, and making sure that your mindset is in the right place, making sure that you're not stuck in negative thoughts, because that's what your world is going to seem like to you. Your world is going to seem negative and like only negative things happen to you, and that's going to be your truth because that's the mindset that you're choosing to stay in. But remember that you have the power to create your world, okay? So both of them are 11s, body and mind. Making sure your body and mind are in alignment. Your body, mind, spirit, emotions, everything. And healing. Going within yourself, healing the way you see yourself. All right? Healing your mindset. We have intuition. Intuition. This is the number 22. 22, guys. 2s. 11s, which 1 + 1 is 2. 22, intuition, trusting your intuition. What was I just saying earlier? Trust yourself, trust your intuition. You're receiving the messages and being authentic, okay? Integrity, being your authentic self. And that's another reason why it's important to go within yourself. You need to be able to be comfortable in your own energy. And this goes with relationships. Before you invite someone in your energy or in your life, or anything like that, that cliche saying, oh, you need to love yourself before you can love anybody else. That is 100% true. Because trust me, even if the relationship is going wonderfully from the outside, if you're not good within, you're going to feel that. It's going to feel like something is missing. It's like, yeah, you're happy with this person, but you're not happy with yourself. You can't have this person fully. You can't fully give yourself to this person because you haven't fully given yourself to you. And that's what needs to come first. My eyebrows look really good. I'm just saying. Sorry. Just a little self-love. Oh, I lied. No, that's the number 23. I'm sorry. But the number 5 is the number of changes. But still, you need to be able to be comfortable in your own skin. Because when you're comfortable in your own skin, other people feel that. And when you are on the path to fulfilling your purpose and you are doing a service to others, which ultimately that is the purpose of all of us, we're supposed to be able to serve in some way. Musicians. I'm going to use Janae Aiko as a good example. She uses her music as healing. She said that herself. She uses Tibetan sing bowls to, imitate those tunes and use that in her music. And when people listen to it, it resonates with them in a healing way. That's just an example. Your work, you may not think so, but your work, the things that you do, you can even be a gamer, streamer, right? You're wondering, how can that help anybody? Like, how does that benefit anybody? Inspiration, boo. Like, you're inspiring others to get online, make their own YouTube channel, believe in themselves, trust in their craft, and among other things, okay? So being honest with yourself, okay? Being honest and realistic with yourself is what I'm saying true. Is what I'm saying about myself really true? And if it is, see what you can do to change that if it's something that needs work. Don't bash yourself. Don't talk down to yourself. It's like, okay, well, what can I do to change it? Okay. Then the next card we got is the Four of Swords, which is a card of going within yourself, meditation. It's also a card of learning, knowledge, and divine timing. Trusting in divine timing. You got the Queen of Swords again. Okay. Now, since it came up twice, that means there's something else that's why I use this deck. Sorry, that's why I use this deck and this book. This is the only book I have out here with out of all three of the decks that I'm using. So I'll pause. Okay. So there are it says a lot of things here, but I'm only going to talk about what is pertaining to your reading. Being decisive and precise, and plan, organize, and determine your next course of action. Okay. So that already came through with knowledge. It came through with the Page of Earth. And I said, you're needing to refine yourself, refine your craft, and trust. Like like I said, you have the Two of Pentacles here and the Two of Swords, which is indecision and just uncertainty. It's like, but you need to be decisive. Make sure that you are sure about your path. Okay. Not so much are you sure, but stop questioning yourself. All right. You've already gotten a lot of signs. You've already gotten a lot of messages through your intuition about this. So now it's time to stop questioning, but now to see what your next step is going to be. Okay. What you need to decide on is, am I going to stay on this path and move forward, or am I going to stay right where I am and perceive myself as stuck and settle somewhere else? Okay. Are you going to settle, or are you going to trust your path and yourself and move forward? That's the decision that you need to make right now. And then we also have balancing your heaven and earth. And to me, this goes along with balancing your mind, your intellect, and your emotions. Okay. But we have two cards of balance, body and mind, heaven and earth. With this heaven and this is also the number 11. So 11s and 2s are coming through very strongly. But when I see balancing heaven and earth, and just heaven and earth in general, I get that what you are imagining, you're creating. And that's what I said earlier. The mindset that you're in right now is what you're going to create your world to be. This doesn't mean it can't change if that's what you're perceiving right now. But this means that if you stay there, that's exactly what your world is going to remain as. Your world changes as you do. Okay? So it's definitely a choice. And then lastly, we have the Sage, which is the number 7. Yes. The Sage is the Hierophant energy. And the Sage, I always see it as you're used to doing things a certain way, but now it's time to shake it up a bit. Okay? Now it's time to step outside of your norm. All right? It's time to do something different. All right? To invite your new beginnings. That's why they're new beginnings. It's time to do something new. You know, step outside of the old perspective, your old perspective, the old paradigms, the old life. All right? And last, to close this reading, I'm going to pull a few cards from my Messages from Your Angels deck that I just recently got. Super excited to use it. Especially for you Tauruses. You're extremely lucky to be the first. The first card I have here is Archangel Raphael. So if you connect strongly with angels and you've been connecting with Archangel Raphael, well, Raphael definitely has something to say. I am helping you heal physical challenges in yourself and others. You are a healer like me. Okay? What I was saying before, there are healers in all forms. You know, whether you talk to people, you know, whether you're just a, let me not use the word just, whether you are a, what is that word? There's a word. God, I can't think of it. But not an inspirer, but like a what's the word? My goodness. They're all over Instagram. Anyway, maybe I'm not meant to use that word, or it'll come to me randomly. But there are many forms of being a healer to help people to heal, just simply by inspiring them a lot of the time. When they see you doing things that they've been afraid to do because they've been comparing themselves, they doubt themselves, okay? So you are being assisted right now. Whatever it is you're pursuing, you're being helped. You're being helped. So stop doubting yourself. Stop thinking you're doing it alone. You're not doing it alone. You're on the right path towards your desires, towards your purpose. Okay? And if you don't know what your purpose is, you're being supported to find that out. Okay? Do not give up on yourselves. And you're being helped to heal your perspective of yourself. All right? Let's see what else we get from the angels. We have Athena. It is safe for you to be powerful. You know how to be powerful in a loving way that helps others as well as yourself. I was just saying, you are a powerful being. You are a goddess. You are a divine feminine. That's not just some label that readers use. Divine feminine, divine masculine. Those are things because we are each and every one of us are instilled with divine power that comes from spirit, that comes from God, in order for us to be guided in the world. That's what it means when you're not doing it by yourself. You cannot do it by yourself. There's no way. There's too much going on in order for you to do it by yourself. Okay. This goes along with people who may be having who may have had a lot of family issues and feel like they're physically alone in their world. This is what you have the divine for, to guide you towards a soul family, number one, in your physical world, so that you are not physically alone, because the divine would never do that to you. But also whenever you are, even when those people are around, those soul family are around, and maybe whatever they're doing or saying in the physical just isn't enough at the time, that's when it's time to go within yourself, be in your own energy, and connect with the divine. You're not by yourself, okay? You're not alone. And it is safe for you to trust in the power that you have. It is safe for you to be the powerful feminine that you are, the divine feminine that you are. Soak into that energy. Get comfortable in that energy. We're doing it together, feminines. Like I said, I may not be a Taurus, but we're in this together, okay? And sorry, I'm being weird. This is me. We have Isaiah. It is a good time to give birth to new ideas and situations in your life. I am watching over you, guiding you, and protecting you during these changes. Okay? So far, all of these cards emphasize everything that's been said in this reading. And let me show you what it looks like. Some of you may have it hasn't really come through, but this is just going to be a very select few of you, maybe even only one or two. But some of you may have either just had a child or you just got pregnant. You may have just found out you're pregnant. It's a new beginning for you. It's a new start for you, and it's something brand new to you. But don't worry, okay? Don't doubt yourself. Don't think that your purpose or the things that you desire are any less for you. That purpose is still your purpose. There's just a new addition in your life. In fact, this baby might be a part of your purpose, okay? To help others, to help other mothers, other new mothers who are experiencing similar challenges to you, so that you can realize that you're actually not alone. You're not the only one who has the thoughts you're having. You're not the only one experiencing the feelings that you're feeling. You may think that your feelings or your thoughts are so complex or so weird or so complex. So complex that no one could possibly be having them, and you're just the only one experiencing this, but you're not, okay? You're not. And maybe you're going through this to bring those who are having similar experiences together so that you can see your soul family, but for others of you who this doesn't pertain to, it's time to birth your ideas.